Thank you for listening to the game. All right. Hello and good evening. Welcome to the In Sports Show with your host, Lou Tenor from East Hanover, New Jersey, and co-host Steve Davidson from the District of Columbia. Catch the Enhance team every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, join the conversation by calling 512-543-4662. This is a product of the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, prepare yourself, stand up, and get ready to be enhanced.
And away we go. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to the Enhanced Sports Show. This is Lou Tenor speaking. And it's a pleasure to have everybody here on this very fine last weekend of winter. Thank goodness. The number to call is 512-543-4662. Repeat again, 512-543-4662. And we'll be here till just before 6 o'clock when Rasal takes over. And get this, guys. We're now on YouTube. That's right. This show is now available on YouTube. All you got to do is go to Google, type in the Enhanced Sports Show, and the show will be up in its entirety. But don't do it until after the conclusion of this show is over, because it won't work until then. Okay? Got it? Good. All right. Well, first question. Whose bracket is busted by including mine? You can only answer it once if you want. Aha. I thought so. Yeah. Shouldn't be too surprising, of course. We always get these, upsets every now and then of, say like 3-14, 2-15, which happened now 7 times, but very rare do we ever get these 1-16, which is, very very rare. It's only been like the second time it's ever happened. Who would have thought that you would have been beaten by FDU, Fairleigh Dickinson? I didn't see it coming at all. That was just unreal. I was watching the game last night. I'm like, this can't be happening. Yeah, I mean, Princeton against Arizona. I actually had Princeton winning that match. Princeton is a very good team. They're very underrated because they're in the Ivy League conference, and nobody really takes that conference seriously, but I do. So we got 2 New Jersey schools in the going into the second round now. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for some of our other Jersey teams, such as Seton Hall, Rutgers, and last year's Cinderella team known as St. Peter's. Rutgers and Seton Hall did make the first round of the NIT and lost in competitive fashion. In fact, Seton Hall lost by 1 point to Colorado. So much to my disappointment. And Rutgers was the number 1 seed, but I think that was a little bit misleading because they didn't really have the best record. So that was a little misleading. They have on the number 1 seed in the NIT. Yeah. Actually, I thought Rutgers should have been in. They had a great season. They even ranked in the top 25 on occasion. So I think they got gypped, to be honest with you. I think Rutgers deserved to be in the big dance. I think they got cheated. Yeah, they did. I mean, that was not fair. I mean, this committee doesn't get it. The committee does not understand how it should work. I mean, either they need a new committee, change the ranking system, or whatever. But this was not right. Rutgers should have been in the tournament. It had to sell for the ugly stepchild known as the NIT, or as I like to call it, the not important tournament. I mean, the not invited tournament. But you get the point. You know, he's gonna make a joke about that. Yeah, but yes, they did. They did invite the NIT invite. They did it. Not accept it. I can't really blame them. You know, this is the first time in a long time that the previous team that went into the final last year did not make the tournament this year. That's been a long time coming. But, well, Steve, I think to be honest, they might have felt insulted by that. You know, taking the NIT. Like, no, we're not taking this. It's it for us. It's the NCAA or nothing. I don't blame them. I can't say I blame them. We got another caller. I don't know. Why don't we ask Diane? Well, wait, we'll go around the horn first. Mike, do you think that North Carolina, should have accepted the NIT bid? Okay, okay. Diane, do you think they should have taken it? Hmm. All right. Steve Kent. Right. That's what I'm saying. You know, just playing a well, it's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it's for. You know. But exactly, that's what I'm thinking. Because they kind of think the NIT was insulting when they got turned down for the big dance. So I don't blame them. I can't blame them. And you won't like it when they're angry. Oh boy. Yeah. But right now we got some games going on. We got a good game here. Tennessee is leading Duke right now. I was surprised that Duke actually, did well this year. I mean, I think with the departure of Coach K, I really wasn't expecting much from them at all, to be honest with you. So, I gotta give Duke a lot of credit this year, for not losing much of their composure after the departure of Coach K. So Duke is holding their own. And they even won the conference championship last week, which I thought was even more surprising. So Duke is proving that they're still Duke, but Tennessee is hanging in there, and I don't expect this to go down without a fight. So to reiterate on last night's monumental upset, which was major, FDU, a 16 seed, defeated Purdue, only the second time a 16 seed is being number one. The last time happened 5 years ago when was the spoiler. Knights coach Tobin Anderson said, "I wanted our team to believe," who noted that he did not realize his post-game message on Wednesday when they played the playing game would appear on the national broadcast after the play-in victory. We just could not be happy to be there. As it turns out, they're not done yet, as they pull one of the greatest upsets ever. Despite having the shortest roster with an average height of 6'1", like that's really short, FDU attacked the rim, even produced Zach Edey, who was a giant man at 7'4". Eddie scored 21 points and 15 rebounds and block shots. However, the Knights responded with 24 points in the paint at the other end, and Purdue only had two more. With about a minute 40 to go, and the Knights up by a possession, Knights forward Sean Moore, that's Moore with two O's, swiped the ball away from Eddie off the turnover. Moore got the ball back with the driving layup. On the next possession, Moore nailed a three-point shot from the top of the key and 19 points. Purdue had one last shot to tie the score up, but Moore blocked the shot from Braden Smith's layup attempt. Oh boy, that gets him every time. And off the inbounds pass, Fletcher Lawyer, that's Loyer, 3 points have missed. Everything before falling into the arms of 5'8" DeMontre Roberts, who sealed the victory with two free throws and a block at the end. Roberts said, "We belong here," as he finished with 12 points and 4 assists. So did anybody actually see the game last night? What a game. Steve Davidson, we'll start with you. You bet. Steve Kent. Ooh. Sorry to hear that. Mike? You can say that again. It is safe to say, Diane, you did not watch the game. Okay, yeah, that's true, but you didn't see the conclusion of the game. Right. But that was some way to do it. Oh, just unreal. And speaking of upsets, on the other side of the Jersey Turnpike, perhaps one of the biggest upset, Princeton upsets number 2, Arizona 59-55. That was on Thursday. Head coach Mitch Henderson said, "We've been the beneficiary of the game against UCLA along with my teammates as Princeton upset UCLA as a 13 seed way back in 1996, the year they held at the Meadowlands. Well, I'm the coach, and here my charge. I am very present of this is what I want. That is very simple, as I did today, now Thursday. They made so many people happy, and they deserve it. This was the 11th time overall. I said 7 before. Okay, it was the 11th time overall that 15 seed beaten number 2 and has done so for a third straight year. It used to be that 15 versus 2 had no chance at all. You would think, well, they're going against a mighty powerhouse, and there's no way they're going to be able to be an all-mighty team like, say, Duke, Purdue, UCLA, Arizona, whatnot. But in recent years, they have found a way to beat these almighty giants. What do you think has changed in the game? I'm going to go with Steve Kemp first. What do you think has changed the game? Why the number, let's say, from the 13th seed on down has been able to pull up these upsets? It's got to be something in the water. Yes. Yeah. Right. Yes. No. Never heard of FDU? No. Just to clarify that, Steve, that's only about 20 minutes away from my house. It's a Jersey school. It's a small school that doesn't get a lot of attention except maybe for occasional basketball and occasionally I think their baseball team. It's not very well known. Actually, it's known for basketball, but it doesn't get a lot of attention since New Jersey is like a swamp area and it's a very small school. So while 99% of you outside the area haven't heard of it, Prove it now. We do exist, just like St. Pierre's last year. I think they do. A little. Yes. And I think they do. Yeah. Yes, they have. Steve Davidson, your thoughts on the upsets? Size doesn't mean everything, you know. Yes, yes, it was. New Jersey crew, Mike? Yes. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah. And Diane, your thoughts? Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can really underestimate the lower seeded teams and think, well, they're going up against an almighty giant. Like, okay, we'll just, just say, just give them a quick one and done, say goodbye, and retire them unceremoniously. Little did they know that they got them extra weapons that helped slay the dragon, as I say. And they did. They did. Never, never underestimate anyone. You know, size isn't everything. Okay, all right. Purdue has a 7'4" player. Couldn't go up. Couldn't have no match against a 5.8 player from FDU. Go figure that out. Yeah. Well, so next match will be FDU tomorrow. We'll go over the matchups a little bit. Right now, I want to go over with the football free agent frenzy that's been going on. We got a lot. It's been a hectic week and a half or so. We're gonna start off with the Bills. I think Diane will like this one. Quarterback Kyle Allen signed with the has signed with the Bills. Wide receiver DeAndre Hardy signed a 2-year deal worth of the 13.5 million with 9.5 million in base salary and a full guarantee of 5 million. Yeah, you got like that, right, Di? Yes. Um, Guard Connor McGovern signed a 3-year, $23 million deal. Linebacker Matt Milano signed a 2-year extension through 2026. He was previously under contract through 2024. Safety Jordan Poyer signed a 2-year deal, and Dane Jackson, excuse me, signed a 1-year deal. So that's good news for your Bills. I think they're going to be having another solid year. Wouldn't you say? Um, Mike, your thoughts? Yeah. Oh, that's oh that kind of that kind of a draft. I thought you meant you were getting a draft inside. Okay. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Uh, Steve Davidson. We'll get to that in a little while. Right. Yeah. Steve Kent. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Since he's been released. But Zeke has not been, always cracked out to be for the Cowboys. I mean, he hasn't been okay. He did take us to the playoffs last year, but he really didn't. And there's been a lot of concern, with us Dallas on Elliott's performance. Some are happy about it, some are not. Yeah, I got kind of feelings about that myself. Cooper Rush, I think, did a much better job than Elliott did when Cooper came in. He really shaped that offense up. Yes. No. Yeah. Right. 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 Exactly. Well, like I said, I think I was more impressed, because I had not been impressed with Zeke lately at all. So to continue here, the Cowboys and Cooper Rush agreed to a 2-year deal with 5 million, with another 1.2 million signing bonuses. That according to sources, Cooper could make 6 million on this deal. Rush was 5-1 as a starter over the past two seasons, while Prescott was injured. For his career, he has thrown 1,475 yards with 8 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. They were at least There were at least two AFC teams interested in signing Rush before returning to the Cowboys. The Cowboys probably would have not made the playoffs if Rush, who stepped in for Prescott at the start of the season and went 4-1 as a starter. Case in point, right there. Came in, Cowboys would have been a lot worse. Prescott suffered a fractured left thumb in their opening loss to the Bucks. That forced him 5 games Rush filled in. His numbers were not earth-shattering. He did not top 235 yards or have more than 2 touchdown passes per game, but he helped beat the Bengals and the Super Bowl champion Rams in a 4-week span and delivered two key NFC East wins against the Giants and the Commanders. Sorry, Steve. Ah, in 9 games last season, ran for 84. Rush had 84 for 102 yards passing and 1,051 yards and 5 touchdowns. And in that infamous game of October 31st, 2021, against the Vikings, Rush threw for 325 yards on 24 of 40 yards passing, touchdowns, including the game winner to Amari Cooper in the final minute of the game. And I was a happy camper there. Oh, yeah. Thoughts on that? Thoughts on Rush, guys? Right. Mhm. Yes, I think so too. But he has proven to be a good he's proven to be, a good replacement and has helped the Cowboys in a lot of ways. All right, on to the Eagles now. Quarterback Darius Slay had come to terms on a 42 million extension, 23 million guaranteed. His agents told ESPN. Slay had been scheduled to enter the final year of his 3-year, $50 million deal that was signed in 2020 with the extension, which is for 2 years. Now he's under contract with the Eagles for the next 3 seasons. It was negotiated by Drew Rojas and Robert Bailey comes on a day after Slay was told that he would be released. Go figure that out. However, Slay said in a tweet on Wednesday night that he would be returning and said, writing, I never left. Well, that's true. You didn't. Also, on Thursday, Eagles went outside for more help at the cornerback position by agreeing to Greedy Williams. It was the sources told ESPN. Williams was a second round pick in 2019. He started 20 games over 2 seasons, but was limited to multiple injuries. So Eagles may have some good stuff here. All right, so we make it the Eagles with Slay, Steve. Right. All right, Steve Kent. Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. Right. Yeah. Mhm. Yes. Right. Yes. I thought you'd say that, yeah. Anyone else think the same thing or no? Hmm. Little hesitation there, Steve. I thought you were gonna say something else. Okay. All right. All right. Mike or Diane? All right. And Diane. All right. All right. For you Giants fans out there, yes, I got some news about that too. The Giants both of the receiving line in Paris Campbell and Darius Slayton. Paris, by the way, actually is a guy. Campbell joins the Giants from the Colts on a one-year deal that can be worth 6.7 million with a guarantee of 3 million. Slayton returns on a two-year $12 million deal with a max deal of 16.5 million. The Giants wide receivers have been younger and faster in recent days. With the signings of I hate when this happens of Campbell and former Jet Jeff Smith. Thank you very much. All three receivers are under the age of 26. The Giants need to bolster their wide receiver, Daniel Jones, as they recently cut free agent Galladay. All right, Mike, your thoughts on that? That looks good, like to be good for the Giants, doesn't it? What do you make of the cut? What do you make of them releasing Galladay, though? That could be a blow. Oh, huh. I thought you would have said that was a horrible trade. I would have thought because I think you like Galladay. Oh, yeah, all right, yes, he was. All right. Did you yell that thoughts, guys? Yeah. Well, while I have Alex here, you know what? Why don't we go over the CAA, while we're here? Okay. So to begin with this matchup, starting off with Duke and Tennessee. All right. Steve Ken, who do you got in this matchup? Duke and Tennessee, which is currently in progress. No, no, Tennessee and Duke. All right. Steve Davidson. Mike. Diane. Alex. I got Duke. All right. Kansas versus Arkansas. Steve. Kansas and Arkansas, or Arkansas, as some call it. Steve Kent. Uh, okay. Right. Mike. All right. All right. Diane. Alex. I'll give you that. It should be close. It should be fairly close. I'm going to go with Kansas, though. All right. Missouri versus, well, Princeton. They did pull off an upset, but I don't know if they can make it two in a row. We'll see what happens. All right, Steve. Well, we're on another team now. You gotta listen, Steve. Missouri, Princeton, or some call it misery. Oh no, they do. Some of them do. Steve Kent. All right, Mike. So would I, but I doubt it. Diane, Alex. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, as much as I want, oh, okay. Hmm. He's bi-coastal, folks. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, as much as I want Prince to pull up the upside, I think Missouri's going to have the hand here. I'm sorry to say that. But go Tigers anyway. All right. Ooh, good matchup here. Houston versus Auburn. Steve. Okay. Hmm. Steve Kent. I was a little surprised by you, Steve, by saying it was Houston. I thought you were an SEC fan. Okay. Uh, oh no, Steve Davidson. That is Steve Davidson. I thought he'd be going for SEC. Of course. Mike and Alex. Houston, you don't have a problem here. All right. Oh boy. Texas. Okay, Texas, Penn State. Penn State's a football school, really, though. Steve. Yeah, yes, you're first. Ooh, easy. Easy on that. So we have Texas and Penn State. We don't want any short circuits here, you know. Steve Kent. Oh, you got a point there. Yeah, you're right. All right, Mike. Texas, Penn State. Both good football schools, too. Diane. Alex. I think you have a point there. I think I'm going to go with Penn State. Okay. Yes. Number two, UCLA, which has happened from the Smog Clears, against Northwestern. Oh, I just said that. Steve, help. Steve Kent. Mike, Diane, Alex. Go Bruins. Go Bruins. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Number one, Alabama versus Maryland. Oh, Steve. He's not saying nothing. All right. Steve Kent. Okay. Mike, Alex, Diane. I got news for all you. I'm on the outside. I'm the outside here. I'm going with Maryland. So there. Okay. Has anybody been following the other tournament? The not invited tournament. I mean the not important tournament. I mean the NIT. No. Well, the local team. Well, I should say. Well, three of us have a local team in here, so I'm gonna get their opinions on this. I know nobody really cares about this much, but I'm gonna ask Diane and Mike. We have now. This is NIT. Now we're excluding NCAA for a minute. We have Cincinnati versus Hofstra. Mike. Wow, going against the Hofstra. Hey, all right, Diane. New York. That's in New York. Long Island. I'm going with Hofstra. That's in Long Island. Yeah. All right. So that's today's games. Incidentally, we have an update on earlier games here, as we had San Diego State beating Furman, who hasn't played in a dog's age, 75-52. Michigan, I'm sorry, Vandy beat Michigan in the NIT 66-65. Sorry, Taylor. Oh boy. Okay, on to tomorrow's games, and it goes like this. Oops, that's the wrong page. Let's try it again. Take two. Uh, hmm. Don't worry, guys. I got this. I got this. I'll figure it out. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, the 19th. Oh, okay. Listen carefully now. Number three, Xavier versus number 11, Pittsburgh. Steve. Steve Kent. All right, Mike. Xavier, but okay. Diane. I'm gonna go with Xavier. I forget what that is actually. Yeah. All right. So moving on. Kansas State, Kentucky. Steve. All right. Steve Kent. All right. Mike. Diane. I'm going with Kentucky as well. Marquette versus Michigan State. Ooh, that's gonna be good. Steve. Not an easy one. I can understand that. Steve Kent. Mike. Diane. This was not an easy one. I can understand why you're struggling through this. I'm gonna state myself. All right. UConn, St. Mary's. Steve. Steve Kent. Okay. Mike and Diane. I'll go Yukon too. Do we see another like nah, I shouldn't say it because like back in 2005 or when it was when they were like with the low like the lonely guys on totem pole and they still won anyway. Right. Yes. All right. Baylor versus Creighton. You guys know how I feel about Creighton. All right. Steve Kent. Mike and Diane. I'm gonna go Baylor too. All right, guys. Here's the question: Florida Atlantic versus our own FDU. Mike. Okay, the ultimate underdog. Diane. Steve. I thought you'd say that. And Steve Kent. You know what? I think you have a point there. I think I'm gonna go with Fairleigh Dickinson, also formerly known as Fairly Ridiculous. Okay. Yes. Yes, but Madison's is the big one. Okay. Ooh, good matchup here, guys. Listen to this one. Indiana versus Miami. Steve. All right. Steve Kent. If you need to flip a coin this one, please do. Mike and Diane. I'm gonna go with Miami. All right. Good matchup here. Gonzaga versus TCU. I'm gonna love this. Steve. Yeah. Steve Kent. Mike. Diane. Yeah, I'm going Gonzaga. The glass slipper still fits. Oh no. By the way, does anybody like the women's game? I know that we don't that takes like a back seat to the match, but does anybody have any thoughts on the women's matchups that's been happening? Well, okay, Maryland, of course. Yeah, I mean, has anybody catched any of the women's competition at all? All right, Mike, and any thoughts on the women's game? Okay, but any particular matchup are you referring to? Oh, yes, yes. Miami Women Hurricanes. I know someone is watching that game right now, I think. Jimmy, if the game's over, you can come in now. Mhm. Speak of the devil, he's here. Well, your number's not up. What's up with that? Oh, never mind, never mind, never mind. It's there. It's up. It's up. All right, Jimmy. Spill it. Okay, Jimmy, spill it. Yeah, because I know you're watching the Miami women's game, right? Yeah. Okay. Details. 1 point. Wow, closer than I thought it was going to be. Oklahoma State. Yeah. What do you make of South Carolina, though? I mean, they went undefeated all year. Do they stack up against anybody? Can they actually take the title? Yeah, right. Yes, they are. You're not undefeated for nothing, you know. I'm a little worried about UConn this year, though. Yeah. Yes, they are. Okay, before I do anything else, I just want to recap some things with the draft. I mean, the free agency is happening. For the Jets, wide receiver Alan Lazard signed a 4-year, $44 million deal. Quincy Adams signed a 3-year, $18 million deal that maxes out at $21 million with incentives. Kicker Greg Sirlin re-signed a 1-year deal worth of $3.5 million. And Solomon Thomas, the defensive lineman, re-signed a 1-year deal worth of $3.9 million. From my Jersey crew, any thoughts on the Jets free agents? No, Mike, we jumped the gun on that last week. It is not official yet, so we have to wait and see about it. That's kind of my fault. I thought it was something article that he did sign with the Jets, but that was a misprint. We goofed up, and I apologize for that. I made a mistake. I assumed that it was already happening. All right. Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah. 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 Um, yes. Okay, I think I got a few more interesting notes here. Case Keenum signed a $2 million deal, 6.5 million. That includes 4 million guaranteed. Max value of 8.5 million. That is for the Houston Texans. Um, there was another one there, but oh yeah, for the Colts, Gardner Minshew signed a full guarantee 1 year, 3.5 million. That has a max value of 5.5 million. Okay. For the Jaguars, CJ Beathard, the quarterback, signed a 2-year, $4.5 million deal. That was a $1 million deal in incentives for a max value of 6.5 million. Go ahead, go ahead. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I got some news here. Jimmy G signed a $3 million deal with the Raiders. That includes 24.2 in year one. Philip Dorsett signs a 3-year deal, signs a deal with the Raiders. Oh boy. Jacoby Myers, year third 3-year, $33 million deal with a 21 million guarantee or 11 million in year one and receive a 5 million roster bonus, which is guaranteed for injury at skill signing. Say that 5 times. No. Okay. Running back Tony Pollard received a non-exclusive franchise tier for the Cowboys. Stephon Gilmore acquired a trade in exchange for a 2023 fifth round compensatory pick. So that's where he's gonna be. Worth of the 24 exchange for a 2023 fifth round pick. Okay. For the Giants, okay, get this, guys. Daniel Jones agreed to a 4-year, $160 million deal with an additional $35 million with incentives. I don't know if it's going to do him any good, but okay. Saquon Barkley received the non-exclusive franchise tag. Wide receiver Sterling Shepard, re-signed a 1-year deal worth $1.3 million. As I said, Slayton has a 2-year, $12 million contract, max value of $16.5 million. And Jamie Gowan re-signed a 2-year, $4 million deal with $5 million incentives. Hey, Steve, I hear there's something going on with UFC tonight. It's a pretty big fight, isn't it? I thought so. Yep. Yes. In the world. Yes. Yeah. Right. That fight is tonight, correct? Okay. Why would you have a during NCAA basketball game like that? I mean, really? Yeah, yeah, that's true. The wake up with a massive headache. Who just buzzed in? Gerald. Okay, good, good. So, Gerald, what do you think of the NFL free agent frenzy that's been going on? NFL free agent frenzy, as I call it. Mike, easy. Go ahead, Gerald. That was a good move right there. And we got a winner. Tennessee beating Duke 65-52. Yeah. Oh, here's a move for you. Orlando Brown, the offensive tackle, signed a 4-year deal with the Bengals that includes 31 million in signing bonuses. Okay. Any thoughts on Orlando Clown? Brown. Oh boy. Yeah, Mr. Troublemaker. Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. He is a schmo. He is a schmo for the Bengals. He's the offensive tackle and the NFL's biggest 4 years at 64 million and change. Yes, I know. I know. I know. I think we got another caller here. We have a call from. Oh no, sorry. One, two, three, four. All right. I agree with you, Gerald. Who would want to take on that headache? Well, he's your headache now, buddy. Yeah, Orlando Brown. as I said before, as I said before, Diane, you know, but he is, big trouble. He is for the Bengals. I don't mean the music group. Yeah. Sell some drama. You don't want no drama. Oh boy. Ish. Sorry. All right. Die. Yes, much better choice. All right, Diane, your trivia. If you got any. 5. 5. Yep. A little too much Steve. The Purple People Eater. I wasn't will not find purple people. Don't steal my jokes, guys. Come on, I did the jokes, guys. Remember that. I did the jokes. Um, Vikings. You would know. Whoa. 1972, the undefeated season. Yep. Yep. Back in 1972. I was hmm Yeah. Okay. So, on to the World Baseball Classic. Well, we made the quarterfinal rounds, guys. Of course, we did lose one game to Mexico on Sunday. It was a blowout, 10-3, but we still made enough. We finished 3-1 in pool play, and now we're in the quarterfinal round. But we have you know, we're up against a tough task tonight as we're going up against Venezuela. So, oh yeah. So, guys, what do you think of this match? Steve, what do you think of U.S. versus Venezuela tonight's quarterfinal match? Remember, guys, you lose, you go home. This is not like a best of three or whatever. It's winner go home here from here on in. Yes, Steve. What do you got? I guess he's got a yeah. Who do you got, Steve? In tonight's World Baseball matchup, Venezuela or the U.S. Okay, Steve Kent. I think he left. All right, Mike. All right, Diane, Jimmy. Yeah, right, and Gerald should be yes. Okay, and Gerald. Okay, I'm going USA too. Cuba plays tomorrow, but we don't know who the team is going to be yet. It's quarter third. third, I think, in the West, where it says. So we don't know who Cuba's playing against yet, but we'll know later on, and I'll have it posted up tomorrow. Yeah. So good luck. All right. Here we go. What time was that fight on, Steve? By the way, could you fill the background, please? Oh, okay. Um, Alex, who do you? I don't know if you've been following the World Baseball Classic, but the U.S. is playing Venezuela tonight in a quarterfinal matchup. Who do you got? All right. Okay. Now, for you Bulls fans out there, as we go to the NBA, well, it's over for Lonzo Ball. He underwent a third surgery on his left knee and raised a concern about his ability to continue playing his career. He hasn't had much of a career, I don't think. The third surgery probably will cost him the entire season. Ball has not played. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Ball has not played in over 2 months, has been ruled out for the rest of this season, has undergone two surgeries on the same knee, and there's growing pressure for his next procedure to give him a pathway toward healing needed in order to play again. This was the second year of his 4-year, $80 million deal. So, what do you make of the future of Lonzo Ball, assuming he still has a future in the NBA? Okay, I'll take that as a no. No. Yeah, yeah. Right. No, 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 no. Yeah, very mellow indeed. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. No, our idiot of the week. Well, I have something to say about that. Yeah, exactly. He is an idiot. Big trouble, man. Yeah. He he was suspended 8 games for determinable conduct by the league. The announcement came, back on Wednesday. He is eligible to return, um, on Monday against the Mavericks. The same day, he will be able to rejoin the Grizzlies in team environment. But out of your own stupidity, I mean, you really caused a mess, pal, and it's a big headache, for your team. Moran's conduct was irresponsible, reckless, not to mention dangerous and stupid, said by Commissioner Adam Silver. Well, for once, I agree with him. It was also major consequences given the following influence, especially among young fans who look up to him. Moran has expressed remorse since then for his behavior. Well, good. That's not good enough. He's also made it clear that he has learned from the incident and he understands his obligations and responsibilities and broader NBA community extended by way of play of the court. I don't know. I don't think he's learned his lesson yet. You exactly. We'll see. Right. Yeah. Your thoughts, Steve? I'll give you that. Yeah. Mm. That's right. That's right. No, they don't. That's the sad part. When you lose guys, when the players lose, everybody loses. That's the thing. Speaking Yeah, make it quick, Steve. Yes, and what's the old saying about being stupid people? Thank you, Steve. Not too loud, you'll break the speakers. Okay, well, speaking of, losses, Mike and Diane, I hate to break this to you, but the Mets are gonna be, shorthanded this, summer with the pitchers, as closer Edwin Diaz suffered a torn patella tendon and will likely miss the regular season. He injured his right knee. Get this, guys, in a celebration victory in the WBC. Oh boy, that's even worse. Here, oh guys, yeah, yeah. So here's what happened. So manager Billy Epler said Diaz would undergo surgery without going much in detail, saying that a general timeline for recovery is about 6 to 8 years. I mean, 6 to 8 months, meaning that his season is over. He retired the side of the night to give Puerto Rico a 5-2 win with the Dominican Republic and send them to the quarterfinals. The injury occurred as his teammates were jumping in celebration. Then Diaz grabbed his right leg and was taken off the field in a wheelchair. That hurts. Brewers spoke to Diaz several times and in good spirits. The Mets signed Diaz to a 5-year, $102 million deal, the highest ever for a closer. He was 3-1 last season with a 1.31 ERA and 32 saves, striking 118 batters. Alex, this is a big blow for the Mets here. I mean, it was great they celebrate, but it caused the injury like that. So what now? Uh, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No. No. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Right. Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah. Getting closer now. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Mike. Whole season, Mike. The whole season. Yeah. Diane. Hmm. Diane. Any thoughts? Hmm. Yeah. Anyone else have any thoughts? A little dramatic, but I get the point. Okay. Oh, I forgot a few other things here too. The Patriots are expected to sign Juju Smith-Schuster to a 3-year, $33 million deal. Smith-Schuster helped the Chiefs win the Super Bowl last month and will make 22.5 million over the next first 2 years. Smith-Schuster said he was excited to be with the Patriots. The departure of Jacoby Myers to the Raiders was tied to the Patriots' pursuit of SS. The Patriots did not make a strong case to retain Myers to land Schuster for similar finance terms is what Myers agreed to in Vegas. He played last season with the Chiefs after 5 seasons with the Steelers. He caught 78 passes for 933 yards and 3 touchdowns in the regular season and had 10 more receptions in 3 postseason games, including 7 in the Chiefs' Super Bowl win over the Eagles. And I thought it was a great game, to be honest with you. Anybody else didn't think that? Then you guys know like football. Oops, forgot. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now here was this, and another injury for WBC. Dodgers first baseman Freddie Freeman suffered a major hamstring while playing for Canada. Oh boy. Freeman left the game on Wednesday against Colombia in the fourth inning after he felt tightness in his hamstring during an at bat in the previous inning. Oof. Manager Ernie Witt said that Freeman is out of the WBC for now. He told reporters that he is out of the tournament now, according to the Los Angeles Times. The Dodgers decided that he is in camp now and getting looked at by doctors and the training staff. Yeah, that's okay. All right, guys. Like, here was what happened with the Jets. Now, we all assumed that it was a done deal that Aaron Rodgers was going to the Jets last week. Well, we kind of jumped the gun on that a bit. It was not official by the time we had this news as we went off the air last week. So let me reiterate on that. Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show that he intends to play with the Jets, but that does not mean it's official yet. Rodgers said he made a decision last week. Will not hold a trade that has not been final. Both teams and Rodgers remain in contact as he tries to work the final stages for a potential deal, which will include a restructuring of Rodgers' contract and agree on trade compensation. Rodgers said made it clear that his intentions was to play for the Jets and has not given anything up. It's the compensation. 9 times out of 10 is the compensation, people. Packers are trying to get the Packers to move on and let them know that, but not so many words. Rodgers went on a 4-day retreat, contemplated his future, and said before the retreat, "I'm 90% sure I'm retiring." But then he saw the light after the retreat and said that he wants to leave Green Bay, and I think the Packers want to leave Green Bay, and is now going to play for the Jets. He said he'll always the Packers organization, but it's time for it. While we said that it's possible, nothing's definite, but it looks like maybe Mr. Rogers might be getting a new neighborhood. Right, Dana? And at the yes, he is a demon. He is a demon. Well, don't forget, they've been at odds with him for quite a while now. So I think it's for to save his own neck that he wants to leave Green Bay because they've been at odds with the coaching staff and the other players for quite a while now. So it's nothing new with this feud, Alex. Yeah, it may be. So that's the problem right there. But he's not the same player as he once was. I mean, look, Brett Favre played for 1 season with the Jets. Yeah, he gave us a winning season, but not a playoff spot. So I don't know what's going to happen. If he does come this season, is he going to be like he was with the Packers? No, probably not. Can he help us? Make it to a better season? Yeah, maybe we can do it worse. All right, guys. Now for the ridiculous question of the week, or I think we did this: why would the Bucks sign Mayfield, or why would anybody sign Baker Mayfield? Really, Mayfield has not done anything since like his sophomore year in college. But Mayfield signed a 1 year deal with the Bucks as they needed a veteran quarterback just to compete with, start to compete with 2021 second round pick Kyle Trask. I don't know. I mean, he's just another big headache. You know, I think the Bucks are making a big mistake by taking Baker Mayfield or anybody for that matter. Any player, any team with taking Mayfield, I think is a big problem. Joe, I'm going to start with you on that one because I think you don't have the same feelings about Mayfield and his ability or whatever is of it. Gerald, Gerald, are you there? Don't say it out loud. Steve, your thoughts on Mayfield going to the Bucks? Yeah. Well, Steve, your thoughts? Yeah, sure. Yeah, Alex. Yeah. Okay, Alex, your thoughts on Mayfield with the Bucks taking him? Three people. Yeah. All right. Steve, I got some bad news for you though. Ovechkin, he's injured again. Yep. Yep, he sat out Wednesday's game with a lower body injury and lost. This was the sixth time this season the Capitals have played without the captain after missing the 4 games after his father's death. That's something totally different. The Caps lost the last 5 without him. The past 18 like the last season. The trend was up to 9 when the Capitals lost to the Rangers on Wednesday. Vegas Zibanejad scored 33 and 34 on the year. Igor Shesterkin made 28 saves in the win. Capitals forward Sonny Milano was out with an illness. The Capitals on the outside of the mix earlier this month as they sold some of their assets to build toward the future. As they began play on Wednesday night, the Capitals were 5 points back of the Islanders for the last wild card spot. You know how I feel about the Islanders. Enough said on that. All right, Steve, what are they gonna do? What does the Capitals gotta do? Yep. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Dina, your thoughts since you're also from the area. Yeah. The playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? Don't have any playoffs. 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 Yeah. You know I'm gonna be in big trouble now when this is on YouTube, right? You know I'm gonna be in big trouble here. Okay. So, anywho, on this, yeah. So anyway, on some soccer news, I got some news about the World Cup. Oh, I should brought Devin in here. The 2026 World Cup is sure to look different as the World Cup will expand to 104 matches compared to 64 in previous tournaments. I know you're thinking, hey, that's a lot. But wait, there's more. The 2026 edition will play throughout North America. That means US, Canada, and Mexico, and will share the co hosting duties. This will be the first time the tournament will expand to 48 teams, and the final will be held on July 19th, 2026. The new format will stick with 4 teams in each group, and a proposal of 3 teams to a group failed. However, the number of groups will be expanded from 8 to 12. The original plan in 2026 was to have 80 matches, but the decision to increase to 104 was approved by the FIFA Council meeting on Tuesday. Traditionally, the 2 top teams in each group advanced to the round 16, but this tournament will have eight third place teams to make the final 32. Be a little crowd up here, I guess so. The tournament has expanded from 24 to 32 in 1998, and now it'll be 48 beginning in 2026. Okay, guys, what do we make of this with the new World Cup format in the next 4 years? Now 3.5. Assuming we have any soccer fans. Jimmy, you're a soccer fan. What do you make of this? Yeah, right. At least we don't have to qualify. At least we're automatically in. So that's a good thing on that. Anyone else have any thoughts? Could be better. Oh, I got another thing on my rant, by the way. He entered a counseling program in Florida and remains without a timetable for a return. He was seeking assistance for what is described in the statement and need to get help and work on learning better moods and better methods on dealing with stress and his overall well-being. That being that's taken him out of Memphis on leave for the team. The Grizzlies announced that Morant uh, I said where it would be through at least last Wednesday against the Heat, and there was no timetable set. So at least he was looking to get some help here. So I do have to give him credit for that. Of course, his stupidity led to this problem as he was holding a handgun in a nightclub in his Instagram feed back on March 4th. Kind of stupid, if you ask me. But it's good to see that he is getting some help. And believe me, he needs it. So, although you are an idiot for doing that, we certainly wish you well. And hopefully you can get better and get back to normal. Yeah, You know, I don't like to see people do things, but, you know, when they want to get the help that they need and said that I messed up and blew it, I have to give him credit for that. Yeah. Well, that was his first mistake. Well, the first mistake was bringing the handgun. The second was going to the strip club. Yeah. Yes. All right. Andre Iguodala will go for surgery next week as he fractured his left wrist in a Monday night game against the Suns. No timetable has been reported. That's up by Steve Kerr before Thursday's game versus the Clippers. His absence will be huge as they are the final stretch of the regular season. After signing a 1-year vet minimum contract last summer, Iguodala only played in 8 games this season. He did not make his debut until January after missing the first 39 games of the year. He played 3 games. After playing 3 games, he missed 21 games with hip soreness. He returned on March 5th and played in 5 straight games. His wrist injury was a blow to the Warriors' depth. Jonathan Kuma had missed the last 3 games with a right ankle sprain. So the Warriors will be a little bit banged up now too, as they're trying to fight their way to the playoffs here. I don't like the sound of this, guys. Do you? Okay. Got another story here for NBA. The betting odds to win the NBA MVP regular season now shifted as the sports books. Sixers center Joel Embiid has caught up to the next Nikola Jokic in a close race. Embiid was 2-1 underdog, is now the favorite. Jokic has been the favorite since February 1st at all the major sports books. The odds began to shift on Tuesday when the Nuggets lost at home to the Nets by today. Jokic and Embiid were the co-favorites, I should say, as of Thursday. NBA is now the favorite of all the major sports books, including DraftKings and another one called PointsBet. I'm not familiar with that one though. The saga of Jokic coincides with the Nuggets' recent struggles as they lost 4 in a row at last check, and the lead in the West is now down to 4.5 games. All right, so is Embiid going to win the regular season MVP, or does Jokic still has a chance? It was a lot. Embiid's got it? Okay. Yeah, yeah. All right. Forget it. Booker. Yeah. For which team, Dan? Denver? For Denver. Okay. It's for the regular season. Yeah, regular season MVP. Okay. All right. Now, for us Net fans out there, Coach Jacques Vaughn said there's been no discussions of shutting down Ben Simmons, although I wish he would, for the rest of the season. Definitely operating the belief that Vaughn said when asked if Simmons would play again this season. There was zero discussion about him not playing. We expect him back, waiting for him to be back. Watching the last Kings game was so great to see him. And physically versus Kings All-Star Domantas Sabonis last time. So looking forward to seeing him play again. Vaughn was speaking before the Nets game against the Kings and was vague about what Simmons actually done, declining to say more that he has progressed to the on-court work. He did not mention a timetable for Simmons. Simmons has been out since February 15th, the final game for the All-Star break, and has been dealing with back and knee issues. Vaughn says Simmons has continued to strengthen his back and knee and said there has not been any setbacks with that either so far. But if you ask me, Simmons, of course, he is a terrible player. And because, I mean, I don't think he should come back because he is a death trap for the Nets. Since he's, yeah, yes, he is. Diane, he is not a great player at all. He doesn't have. Oh, I have another idiot of the week that I wanted to mention here. Grizzlies forward Dylan Brooks, Grizzlies guard and forward Dylan Brooks was fined $35,000 for shoving a camera person on the sideline while chasing a loose ball and resulted in a loss against Miami. Jim Bell, Dumars, NBA executive vice president and head basketball operations, announced the fine yesterday. Brooks shoved a camera person with 2 left in the half as the Grizzlies lost to the Heat on Wednesday night. Brooks was suspended on March 5th after receiving his 16th foul of the season and a loss 2 days before. The Grizzlies wrapped up a 3-game road trip against the Spurs last night. So there's your second idiot of the week right there. Who was the first? Well, wait, you only mentioned two. Okay, never mind. I got it. You're right. Okay, but that was the bigger idiot though. All right. Sabres signed goaltender Devon Lee with a 3-year entry level deal. Comes less than a week after his junior season at Northwestern. Levy won the Mike Richter Award. I like that as the best goaltender in college hockey last season, and is a finalist again this season, and has a pretty good save percentage of 9.23 or 0.923. He also led. He also had Hockey East goaltenders, 14 wins and 6 shutouts, and has a EAA of 1.41. Goals against average, by the way. Drafted by the 2020. Yeah. Okay. Drafted by the Panthers in 2020, the Sabres acquired him in trade for Sam Reinhart to the Panthers in 2021. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I know. True. Oh, wait a second. I know what I want to do. All right, guys, it's that time of the week where we take our well, even though it's that league, I still want to get some thoughts on the XFL. So we'll go with the games for this weekend, and away we go. Can someone control that dog, please? All right, week 5. All right, we had the Houston Roughnecks. I mean, the Seattle Dragons beat the Houston Roughnecks on Thursday. I took the Dragons. I know what everybody else thought, but I took that. So tonight we have. Hang on a second. Okay, we have okay, DC versus St. Louis. Yeah, St. Louis. Steve, DC. Dana. DC, St. Louis. DC. I had to ask. Diane. Alex. DC versus St. Louis. This is XFL. Jimmy. I thought you said Gerald. Gerald, you're there. All right. Did I miss anybody? Mike. I'm going DC as well. All right. Orlando versus Vegas. Steve. What happens there stays there. Mike. Diane. Jimmy. Gerald. Alex. And Dana. I like that. Very good. I'm going to go Vegas too. What happens there stays there. Little Frank Sinatra. I like that. I like that. Okay, and for tomorrow, Arlington versus San Antonio. No, we should have got 100 here. All right, Mike, Steve, Diane, Jimmy, Gerald, Alex, Dana. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go San Antonio. Yeah. All right. So that takes care of that, and you know, I think last week though, but I want to thank everybody for calling last week because I we just missed a record. We were no, we tied the record for the most ever. We had 15 callers last week, so I thank you for that. It was the largest that tied the record that was dated back to last year. And I think we have more people that called in the show last week than people actually watched an XFL game. Okay. Whoa, that was bad. I know that was low. I know. Sorry, I just had to do it. All right. Well, the ongoing soap opera for Novak Djokovic continues. He'll miss the Miami Open next week after being denied exemption that would allow him to enter the U.S. despite still not being vaccinated. That's said by director James Blake. We tried to get Djokovic an exemption, but it didn't work. It didn't work out that way, as he told the Tennis Channel. Obviously, we are one of the premier tournaments in the world, and we like to have the best player in the world. We would like to have the best players that we can play. We did all we could, and even tried to get the government involved, but that was out of our hands. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, along with Senators Marco Rubio and Rick Scott, were among those to call on the Biden administration to allow Djokovic to enter the country and compete in the tournament where he's won 6 times before. The Joker is also missing the Masters tournament going on at Indian Wells in California due to his inability to secure his exemption. The U.S. currently bans foreigners who are not vaccinated from entering the country, but that is expected to change when the requirements drop on May 11th. So he might be able to come back sooner than we hope. He also missed last year's Australian Open for refusing to be vaccinated and said he would rather skip the Grand Slam tournaments than receive a COVID shot. Some people never change. He is tied for the most Grand Slam titles among males with 22 when he won the Australian Open back in January. Well, I mean, he has his beliefs. We have ours. We can't force him to take the vaccine and whatnot, but, it's really going to, be a damper to your career. I mean, do you really want to sacrifice all that? Think about it. Uh-oh. Whippy-doo. Well, whippy-doo. Yes. Hey, Gerald, can you send Hey, Gerald, man, can you send me a beer bag so I can go throw up? Ugh. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Oh, here's something interesting. All right. Michael Jordan is in serious talks about selling a majority stake of the franchise to a group led by minority or Gabe Plotkin and Atlanta Hawks manager Rick Chanel. No deal has been approved yet, but there is momentum that a sale will install Plotkin and Chanel as co-governors of the Hornets. If the sale is complete, Jordan is expected to remain with a minority stake in the franchise. Jordan, a 5-time MVP and 6-time champion, is considered by many as the greatest basketball player of all time. Well, Bill Russell has something to say about that. Um, yes. Mm-hmm. But it goes to show you that, it just goes to show you, though, that, great players don't always make great owners or coaches and whatnot. I mean, look at Patrick Ewing. He was great at Georgetown, but he was a lousy coach. And then when Jordan went over to Washington to coach the Wizards, he did not have the same, success he did as a player. Yeah, I mean, you would think though, with a great player that he was, he could bring the winning formula over, being as a coach to another team, but it didn't happen that way. Mhm. I'm sure you'd like to know. Don't go there. Call me Brown. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay. Okay. This week in history, guys. We only got 10 minutes to go before I make room for Brasol. Okay. In 1930, wow, look at this. The Boston Bruins win their record 20th NHL home game. Back then, when it was only, I think, about 60 games in a season. I think. Um, let's see. 1945, Maurice Rocket Richard became the first NHL player to score 50 goals. Yeah. 1953, 1953, MLB National. Hold on here. 1953, National League approves Boston Braves moves to Milwaukee, the first shift since 1903, and then moved to Atlanta in 1965. 1958, Dodgers announced their mascot and clown, Emmett Kelly, will not perform in 1958. Okay, fair enough. 1959, Boston Celtics Bill Sharman begins a record of 56 straight free throws, which is probably the NBA equivalent to a 56-game hitting streak. 1972, Cornell NCAA hockey team shut out for the first time in 225 games against good old Boston U. 1985, the then commissioner of MLB, Peter Ueberroth, oh, well, that's an oldie from the past, reinstates Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle. Good. What took you so long? He was the baseball commissioner back then. I remember this is back in the 80s. Decent. All right, 1989. Former Capital Dino Ciccarelli recorded a record 7 points in the game. You might remember that one, Steve. I know I do. 1990, a 32-day lockout of baseball by the owners ends. Ugh, that was a headache there. 1991, once upon a time when Mike Tyson was still a good fighter, he beat Razor Ruddock in the 7th round. 1991, 1991, the Philly retires Will Chamberlain's number 13 jersey. Oh well. 1991, Reggie Miller of the Pacers ends his NBA free throw streak of 52 games. Good. 1995, Michael Jordan announces fake retirement, ending a month after ending his 17th NBA retirement. He's ending his 17-month retirement, or as I call it, the retirement. Yeah, fake retirement. So what? And it was fake. Fake. Phil Jackson signs a 5-year contract to be president of the Knicks, and that was a disaster. Yuck. But I'm glad to say that they have won today's game, and they are assured now of a winning season. Thank you. Marvelous. Portuguese, Portuguese superstar Cristiano Ronaldo in 2018 records his 50th career hat trick as Real Madrid won 6-3. Yeah, you gotta love him. Yeah. And by the way, the Knicks played just a second here because the Knicks did have a game. The game was this afternoon. They played the Denver Nuggets. Go figure. And they were down by as many as 13 points, and they came back to win in the fourth quarter. Oh yeah, I'm a happy camper. Oh yeah. Hey guys, I also want to just mention here that before I go, I want to wish my dad a happy birthday on Tuesday. Before I forget that. So tell your dad. No, I'm not going to mention how old he's going to be. Forget it. You're not going to get that out of me. So I just want to wish that before the show ended. And next week is going to be kind of like a very special show. Some of you know it already because you know me, and some of you don't. But I'm not going to go into too much detail right now. You'll have to call in next week to find out why it's special. On that, you miss on this one. 2 words to say about that. I'm sorry. Yes, some of you already know. That's one thing. Yes. Very general. Very general. There is anything. Some of you know it. I know Diane and Mike know. Yes. Don't say it. Don't say it, please. Okay. Ah, okay. We'll be going down to the Sweet 16 by next week. I think so. We'll also have the finals of the WBC tournament. We'll be playing in the final game on Tuesday as well. Oh yeah, Tuesday, same day as Dan's birthday. How interesting. We'll keep tabs on the the NBA and NHL. We'll also, of course, have the best and worst of the month. I think I have actually, I think I have two for the worst of the month. One, I think just came to the attention, and one I overlooked last week. Oh boy, you'll have to tune in to find out, Gerald. Sorry, I don't give away. I know. Ain't I you stinking? Yes. So just tune in next week anyway, and I'll explain the whole thing. Okay, it'll be better. It'll be a better show than for all of us that way. And of course, well, first of the month, your thoughts and comments, of course, always welcome as well. So about 2 minutes to go. Like I said, make way for Rasal. He does a marvelous show, guys. I've been on it, constantly. I'll be on, about let's say about 20, 25 minutes from now, and I'll join him. He has a wonderful show. He has a wonderful co-host as well, and he is a great guy, and he's been a big help to me as well. For 5.5 years now that I've been doing this show. Wow. So I do hope you tune in next week, same time, same station, of course, because I would greatly appreciate it. And then I'll tell you the whole thing of why it's so special. So on that note, I will wish you all a pleasant week, and of course, good luck with your remaining of your NCAA pools. Hopefully, all of them are not busted. So enjoy the games. Have a good week. On that note, good night. All right. Out of here. All right. Yep. Right now.
You have just been enhanced by Lou Tenor and Steve Davidson. See you next Saturday at the same time, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Have a wonderful week from the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network.